morning, and welcome to the summer webinar series sponsored by the Off-Campus Student and Family Engagement. I am your host, Jay Jackson, the coordinator for Family Engagement. Today's webinar is the Career Center presented by Mr. Brandon Wright. Please note the following housekeeping guidelines as a participant. You are unable to speak directly with presenters, but you may use the Q&A feature on Zoom and the chat feature on Facebook Live. We are unable to see you all, so your cameras and microphones have been muted for this webinar. Questions will be taken after the webinar. Please ensure you do not place any personal identifying information in your questions. If your questions are not answered during the presentation, you may reach out to your presenter once the webinar has concluded. Good morning. And now, thank you. Here is Mr. Brandon Wright.
Awesome. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Brandon Wright. I'm the director of the Career Center in the Division of Student Affairs here at UAB, and I'm glad to be with you all this morning to talk a little bit about the Career Center office and how we can support your students. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in to the presentation, and I will definitely be sticking around to answer any questions that you might have. So, what are employers looking for? This is my primary reason for being in this role, in this area. I care about helping people accomplish their career and professional goals. And so the Career Center looks to make sure that students are prepared with these 8 competencies in which thousands of employers have identified as essential competencies for career readiness with regard to first-time graduates. And so they want individuals who understand their career trajectory and self-development, professional development. They want good communicators. They want critical thinkers. They want folks who can think through diversity, equity, and inclusive conversations. They want folks who have a certain level of leadership, professionalism, teamwork, and technology competency. And so the National Association of Colleges and Employers really helps colleges 2 years and 4 years really understand how to prepare students for the workforce once they leave the university. And so we look at this, all 8 of these competencies, and ask how the institution can help prepare students with regard to these 8 career competencies. And so through our presentation today, you're going to learn about the Career Center and the services that we offer. Participants will explore Handshake and identify resources within Handshake, our career management platform, and then you'll also learn how to refer a student to the Career Center. And so I like to start with the mission. We are here to engage and empower members of the UAB community through meaningful career and experiential learning opportunities to revolutionize the future of work. I think all of us would agree that last year the whole work environment got revolutionized. And we want to make sure that our students are agile and flexible to continue to endure shifts and changes in the industry, just like all of us had to go through last year. But we want to do that through meaningful career and experiential learning opportunities. So the things that worked in career development 5 years ago are not necessarily the things that work today. And so we're constantly trying to push the envelope and innovate in the Career Center, and also make sure that we are doing what's right by the incoming students and our employer partners every single year, because it's always changing. And so that's our mission. And I'm going to jump right into our services. We do offer one-on-one and group appointments in the Career Center. Students don't need an appointment to pop in, or students can join collective group appointment sessions We have the Handshake platform, which is the #1 job search platform for students right now in the U.S. Students can use this platform to search for on-campus and off-campus jobs and internships, fellowships. Students also will learn of employer events that are being hosted virtually and in person on campus. We host career fairs, and so students last year were able to participate in about 15 career fairs via Handshake. But we also, as a center, we host in-person career fairs as well, and just tons of career resources. So anything from interview stream where students can practice interviewing digitally. We offer resume critiques. We offer just a resume library, salary negotiations, all that fun jazz to help students really navigate the career trajectory upon graduation. Internship support as well. We offer hundreds of interactive workshops a year in the classroom. So we actually go into classrooms, into academic spaces, and partner with faculty to host resume workshops and interview workshops and job search on-campus internship workshops. So we really have strong relationships with faculty across campus, and we really do appreciate that. Lastly, one of our big initiatives is this Career Center Canvas course. And so all students outside of engineering and business, which they have their own Canvas course, have access to our Canvas course. And you'll learn a little bit about that as we move forward. And so once again, Handshake is really good. We like to drum home Handshake. So your students will need to, in order, if they plan on making appointments with us, they have to do that in Handshake. If they want to know about on-campus career-related events with regard to workshops, employer panels, networking events with different industries, that information will be found in Handshake. Tons of resources. So if they want to know more about Alabama Power, if they want to know more about Shift, if they want to know more about any organization, that information can be found in Handshake. Student peer communities. So let's say a student that is majoring in English and they are not sure of their career path with that major, which most of them are. They can go to the student peer community in which there are millions of students. I think Handshake at this point is partnered with 900 institutions. And so all of these students are communities in Handshake. So let's say Joe is majoring in English and he's not sure what to do with that degree. He can go into the student peer community and click on students majoring in English from all over the Handshake network, and he can see and connect with students from Michigan or Alabama or Auburn or Florida or Texas, and really connect with them and see how they've been able to navigate and see some of the opportunities that they've been able to achieve. And it really is a network. And so students respond. I think there's about a 50% response rate on that peer career, student peer community. So I highly, highly encourage your students to get connected, log into Handshake from the jump and connect with their peers. Employer engagement. Last year, over 717 employers messaged over 6,000 students from UAB last year. And that's proactively going out and wanting to connect with UAB students. And so employers they posted over 42,000 jobs cycled through our system last year for UAB students, internships included. And so there's always jobs on campus and off campus, and there's always employers searching for quality talent in Handshake. And so students can actually access Handshake at uab.joinhandshake.com, and so they can access it right there, right now. Once again, we're just going to dive deep into the student resource. So Focus 2 is a career readiness assessment. So if a student is unsure what to major in, unsure what they can do with a certain major, Focus 2 is a free resource that students can find in Handshake in the resource library, in which they can take 5 assessments. So this has been around, a bunch of institutions have it, and it'll align those assessments with options as far as career paths and majors that are offered at UAB. Candid Careers is a great resource in which a student can say, I want to be a OBGYN, but I'm not sure what that OBGYN does every day. And it's basically an employer interview that is cataloged that answers different questions about a day in the life of an OBGYN, some of the perks, some of the hard places. And so we really do encourage students to utilize Candid Career just for career exploration. Interview Stream, once again, great resource for students to practice interviewing. I don't know a person, and I've been in career development close to 10 years, that likes interviewing. And so we understand that practice makes perfect. And so we really do encourage folks to interview more. And through Interview Stream, that's a free resource for students. They can interview, record those interviews, record answers to questions like, tell me a little bit about yourself, and send those to anybody with or without a Interview Stream account and get feedback. And that's the only way folks are going to get better. And then what can I do with this major? Another fantastic resource where students can connect, career opportunities to majors, BuzzFile and ONET, really a world-renowned kind of open source resource that helps students kind of connect career paths and majors. Workshop PowerPoints. And so all of the workshop PowerPoints that we do in the classroom, we make available for students to follow up on in the resource library. And we have tons of cover letters and resume samples in Handshake for students to access and be able to follow up on as well. So really, really encourage students to actively engage with Handshake. And so last year we have, and once again, I failed to mention that Handshake has over 500,000 employers in their system, the number one employer resource. And so as of last year, we at UAB had approved 29,000 employers to recruit at UAB, and that was up from 13,000 last year. And so we are actually ahead of all of our peer institutions with the volume of employers that are seeking out UAB talent. And so as a result, we had over 773 employers connect with 5,400 students and alums, last year in a virtual environment. And that was huge for us. We didn't know what was going to happen last year, but we actually had more employers tap into UAB than we had in my previous 2 years here. And I think it was because of the ease that technology created or the pathway into our institution. And so we're going to continue to offer those opportunities for our employers to connect with students and alums. And last year, students submitted over 28,000 applications in Handshake. And so I just wanted you all to kind of see when students want a job, when students want career help, when students want support with getting connections to employers or internships, Handshake, the Career Center is the place to come. And so I mentioned the Career Center Canvas course prior to, but I'm going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into the Canvas course now. And so one of the main reasons we understand why folks go to college is for a good job or career, better quality of life. And this is not data from Brandon Wright. This is Strata Gallup data from 2018, their survey. And so with this knowledge, we want to make sure that we are helping our students keep the end goal in mind when they encounter those tough courses, the reason why they're here, and if they persevere and they retain, that they will obtain this goal here, this main reason why they came to the institution. But we wanted to make sure that we left no stone unturned when it came to integrating career education into the academic experience of all of our students. And so we partner with the UAB e-learning to connect campus to career and embed career curriculum into the student experience, but ultimately create a Career Center course that was accessible 24/7. And so we actually started working on this course a year prior to COVID. Little did we know that everybody was going to be sent home virtually, and we were going to be closed. And so we actually had to expedite. We were about 2 months out from launch, but we got it out early last year, and it has done phenomenal work for our students and our institution. So in this course, we want to maximize career readiness for our students. And right now, there's 6 modules that are equipped with quiz assessments. There's about 12 quizzes, and then there's a final quiz. There's the intro to the Career Center. There's some self and career exploration. There's the gaining experience, resume building, interview prep, and career launch. All of these career canvas courses can be completed in less than 20 minutes. And so we really are we're adding 2 more modules right now, networking and professional brand. And then in the following year, we're looking to add some financial literacy, like not just salary negotiation, but budgeting, how to pay off debt. But on top of that, we want to also add a graduate school preparation module as well. And so this is what the module looks like on the inside. So if your student goes to Canvas right now and clicks on the Career Center course, this is what they're going to see. And then hopefully in the next couple of weeks before July the 12th, they'll see 2 more modules. But the students can click on either one of these squares and be taken to the module. And we really want to encourage them to pay attention to the green check marks here. Take action. We want learning, but we also want application. And so they'll see these green take action check marks in each module, which encourages them to take what they've learned and apply it and actually act on the interview skills. Now you've learned the interview skills. We want you to practice interviewing and get feedback. Now you've learned a little bit about your resume. We want you to actively set up an appointment with a career consultant. And so those we really encourage our students to take advantage of. And you'll see here right now that students did. In the middle of a pandemic, when we launched this, we've had over 9,000 participants in the first year and over 4,200 quiz submissions in the first year. We integrated this course. We integrated the Career Center course into 62 academic courses across campus, reaching 1,900 students that we would have not reached prior to this course. And so in total, we've connected around 11,000 students with Career Center curriculum in the academic experience. And so this year, what we're doing is really trying to add to the courses through the modules and also integrate more academic courses with career curriculum. And so students are having a seamless experience across our institution when it comes to academic preparation and career preparation. We do not want our students to get to senior year and all of a sudden think, I need a job. I need to look at my resume. This starts in freshman year. And so from the freshman year, we want them thinking about the end goal and thinking about how to strategically get there. And we hope the Career Center Canvas course embedded into their courses and in their Canvas shell right now will help support that goal. And so the student experience with the Career Center. What are students what can they expect? What I really want to kind of hone in on is 67% of students who visit career centers are more likely to obtain a full-time job and more likely to find their job more fulfilling. And so the Career Center in which I operate, I don't want to be seen as a voluntary participation. I want students to really understand how vital a career center and the connections, the people, the services are to their success post-graduation. And then graduates who engage with the Career Center are almost 6 times more likely to say that the university prepares them well for life outside of college. And this, again, it's not my data. This is national Strata Gallup data. And so anything we can do to help people feel more, to be more likely to find the quality jobs they're looking for and to feel that, a certain sense of belonging to the institution, that they prepared me well for life outside of college. We want to make sure that we leave no stone unturned when it comes to that. So here's the Career Center Readiness Team. A few of these faces have changed, but a lot of them are the same. We have some students that have graduated, but I just wanted you all to see our Career Center bunch and our peer career advisor team, students that are trained by our career education team to take drop-in appointments and meet students right where they are. And so we have a really robust team of professionals and diverse collection of individuals that students can engage with, see smiley faces, and see somebody that looks like them when they come into our office. And so really, really excited about, your student coming to the Career Center. I just wanted you all to see that, we're not a scary bunch. We're not a bunch I wear a suit and tie pretty much every day, but they don't have to be intimidated by that sort of attire. We just want them to show up, and we can get started on helping them accomplish those goals. So we do offer a form of career coaching, which is focused on students. We are here for students and what's important to them. We're not going to have a student come into our office and try to dress them with what we think is right for them. We want to find out what's important to that student, what their assessment says, all the information we need to help them make the most appropriate decisions for them. And we're going to allow for them to be the captain of that voyage. And so career coaching is participatory. We need students to be active participants. And so when your students show up, we're going to expect for them to be actively engaged in that career coaching process through assessments and assignments and take action points. And career coaching is a source for resources. So we're going to make connections with recruiters. So if a student shows up and says, hey, I'm having problems finding a graphic design internship, we're going to look through Handshake and find connections, find graphic design employers, and we're going to make direct connections for those students in the Career Center. They're not going to leave the Career Center without the direct connection to an employer, to an opportunity. And so that's what we're about. We're about making sure that students are coached through the process. So career coaching is not a quick solution for students. It's not academic advising, so we're not advising students on what classes to take. We're not a job placement service, and so I can't guarantee jobs or internships for students. And we don't just write surveys. We're much more than that. The career coaching framework that we're taking, once again, is about making sure the student is the center and how we can help that student achieve their professional and career-oriented goals. And we want to make that clear from the start. So appointments in a career center, I just wanted to kind of lay out what those look like so students can set up appointments for resume and CVs. They can set up appointments for interview preparation. They can seek out job search strategies, career exploration, networking strategies, but also professional branding as well. These are just some of the top, but that's not all that we have appointments for. And so students can do walk-in appointments, and with their first come, first serve. They can set appointments in person or virtually. Students can, once again, they can come to the Career Center from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday, in the Hill Student Center, 307. We do 30-minute appointments. So students can set up those appointments, and they, once again, they don't have to have an appointment. They can pop into our Zoom virtual walk-in room, or they can set up an appointment. So we have tons of options thanks to the pandemic. And so what we need from you, as a parent, as a guardian, what do we need from you? We need for you to refer students to the Career Center. We need, honestly, we understand the influence of family on students in that career and their decision to pursue a degree. And so the family influence is strong. And You guys are great ambassadors. You guys are great. You're invested in the success of your students. And so refer your students to the Career Center. Talk to your students about internships. One, because internships they're a great opportunity to get experience in what you will or what you will not want to do. We believe in learning lessons. And so it's a very high likelihood that you can have an internship in which you learn that this is not the area that I want to go into after graduation, in which you have time to change your major or change direction and explore the opportunities. And so talk to your students about internships. And then also, internships have a high conversion rate. So 70% of internships convert to full-time offers. So that's a great conversion rate. So you definitely want your students to take academic, non-academic internships very seriously. But then also share the resources with students. You've learned a lot today. Hopefully I can answer any questions that you might have, but share the Career Center resources with students and encourage them to engage with the Career Center. And we would be very appreciative for that. So, questions? That was my presentation. Hopefully it wasn't too long, but I'm here to answer any questions you might have. You're muted. You're muted.
Thank you. Do alumni have access to the UAB Career Center and Handshake?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so we service career services for life in the Career Center. So last year, we engaged with over 1,400 alums, and we engaged with over 600 employers that were alums of UAB. And so we actually think that they're invested in the success of our students. And so, yeah, alumni definitely have access to the Career Center and also Handshake.
Okay. Do you help with finding on-campus jobs for students without financial needs?
Yes. So if a student, yes, the answer to that question is yes. And they can find jobs in Handshake, on-campus jobs in Handshake. Last year we had over, and Meredith helped me find this information, but we had over 2,500 unique jobs on campus last year for students. And so there's a lot of opportunities for students to work on campus. And so we definitely encourage, and we do help students find jobs on campus, whether they're work study or non-work study.
Okay. Do we have any more questions from our panel, our participants this morning?
Let's see, what would be the biggest mistake you think students make in regards to engaging with the Career Center? Okay, that's a great question, Meredith. The biggest mistake is waiting too late. Okay. And that's the same story that I've been preaching for close to 10 years now. Students tend to wait until they're in trouble, in trouble with regard to not being able to have anything secured after graduation. And then also, students only look at the Career Center as a one-trick pony. So maybe something like a resume reviewer or a place where they can go cherry pick a job. That's not what we are. And we can't guarantee jobs, but we can connect you with them. We can help you prepare for them, and we can connect you with the right people associated with making the decisions. And so the biggest mistake is waiting too late to engage and connect with us. Once again, we have 29,000 employers. That's over 36,000 contacts that we have in the industry. Right now, we have the ability to email one student resume to 38,000 contacts in industry. And so you can have a high ROI on that investment. And so encourage your students to engage from the start, and they'll be better off because of it.
Okay. And just a reminder to place your answers in the Q&A function. I see that we have some hands raised. Just going forward. Brandon, we have another question from a parent, a former family member. Is this where students will learn about the post-bac opportunities?
Post-baccalaureate opportunities. And so there are a few post-bac opportunities in Handshake, but I would, if I were a student and I was looking for a post-bac, I would probably check the UAB HR website. There's
Okay.
going to be some in Handshake, but the volume, majority of them will be on the on the institutional's website. Once again, Handshake is for your first-time graduates. Like, it's the #1 job search platform for first-time graduates. It does have alumni resources in there, and alumni can access, but it's going to be the #1 resource for your first-time graduates.
Do you collaborate with the Business Career Center, and do they have the same activities as your career center?
Yep. So that's a great question, Jennifer. So so there's 3 career centers on campus, and we all operate independently. And so there's the Career Center in the Division of Student Affairs, in which I service 6 schools and the College of Arts and Science on campus. I service all the schools outside of engineering and business. And so engineering has its own standalone career center staffed, and the Collapse School of Business has its own career center standalone staff, and we all offer the same resources. Some are unique to the needs, like engineering, they have an internship program, and business have an internship program. So there's a little bit more focus in those centers on that. But they do. We all communicate for sure.
Yes, and are these services available during the summertime or just during fall and
Yes.
spring?
All of them are available year round. Yeah.
Okay. Would you suggest incoming freshmen start right away with on-campus jobs, or would you wait till they're more acclimated with campus?
I think that depends on the financial need of the student. And so for some students who come in and they need financial assistance to pay their bills or buy their books, I would say to get engaged with the job. See, the benefit of working on campus is that we'll work with you. And so if you send a student off campus to work at Amazon or Walmart or McDonald's or UPS, that supervisor is not going to work with the student and be as accommodating. And so I would say take inventory of your student where they are, and if they have a financial need and they need to provide for themselves, or a lot of our students have to provide for their family while they're here. And so I'm gonna take that on a case-by-case basis. But for the majority of students, I think that they can come in and handle a on-campus work study, on-campus job that is asking 10 hours a week from them, and they can still be successful academically. But once again, I'm gonna take that case by case.
Yes, and as you stated in your presentation, the sooner the better. So if you had to give a ballpark figure of what year is right for for students to contact the Career Center, would it be their freshman, sophomore? What year would you say is best for them?
The earlier the better. So I would say there's a lot more urgency as a senior. There's a ton of urgency as a senior. So seniors that walk into the Career Center, for the majority of them, they're gonna take action. And freshmen, there's a little bit more of a mindset like, I got time. And for some of us, we understand that how fast 4 years fly. And so, I can't say that the perfect time is, once again, for everybody it's going to be first year. I can say the time is right when they're ready to take action on what they've learned, when they're not stuck in this place of thinking this idea that they still have 2 more years. You can't think like that. Like, it takes a while to get an internship. It takes a while. It can take a long time to secure an internship. So I would say a student that is ready to act on and motivated to take on building a career identity. in a career track, those are the right students. And for some students, that's a freshman. Those are some students that takes them to their junior year after they've done an internship with an organization, and they're like, that's not what I thought it was going to be. I need help now. And we get those students as well. And then we get the graduate that graduated and never interacted with us. And now they're coming back to the Career Center for help, and they're going to act on that. And so, I would say earlier the better, but then also I'm going to take that and say whenever you're ready to act.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. And one other question that we have is, if someone is majoring in engineering, would you suggest that they take a job within the School of Engineering, or just get general work experience?
Oh, so your son majoring in engineering. So Deslin Robinson is the director of the Career Center in the School of Engineering. They actually have a career-ready program that will help your son secure an internship going into that junior year. And so I would encourage your son to focus, because engineering is not going to be the easiest curriculum to kind of navigate. So I would encourage them to connect with Deslin and to get in that career-ready program, so that when that junior year comes, when they're going into that junior year, over that sophomore, junior summer, they get an internship, which gives them the experience that they need, and they can do another internship that junior to senior year, which gives them two different internship, or sometimes the same internship experience. But with regard to whether or not they work inside the School of Engineering or outside, I don't think that really matters as much, depending on the type of skill set that student needs to develop. If they're looking to work in a lab or something along those lines, then it might be a little bit more beneficial to work in engineering. But if they're just trying to develop some communication skills, they can do that at University Rec. If they need to develop the ability to think through things inclusively, they can do that with Into or Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. So it just depends. But I would say get into that career-ready program with Deslin Robinson for sure.
And as it relates to the School of Nursing, are there any opportunities at the hospital for freshmen for pre-nursing students? Are you aware of?
So I do know that I know that they had an internship program in which they really heightened during the pandemic because of the shortage of nursing. But I am not concrete on whether that program is still in play after numbers kind of went down. And so I would have to check with the School of Nursing.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about job opportunities for healthcare management? Is it possible to gain those entry-level positions also in the technical or science fields?
Oh man, healthcare management, public health is booming right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had a conversation with the dean, and admission is up like 80% healthcare. So is it possible to get a job? Yes. I think the competition now is going to be a little bit more stark. And so you have to be able to separate yourself from the 400 other applicants that will be applying for those healthcare management roles. And I think that the competition is going to require folks to really be intentional about the experiences that they're bringing to the table. And so our health professions program here at UAB is world-renowned. It's nationally ranked as one of the best in the nation. And so I would say to definitely plug in with, professors and mentors and academic advisors and program managers over there. They also got to do internships in health professions as well. And so the more connections that an individual brings to the table, that you combine that with experience, the better off a student will be when it comes to getting job offers or exploring management opportunities that come through networking as well.
Okay. Well, thank you, Brandon. We appreciate your presentation and your time. Participants, if you have any further questions, we're going to take our final questions now. Meredith, if there are any more on Facebook Live, would you let us know? And we just thank you so much today, Brandon.
No problem. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. And we hope you all have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. And once again, we're having summer webinar series all summer long. And this one is recorded and it is available immediately on Facebook Live and will be on our student affairs and our families website within the next month of July. Thank y'all and have a great day. Bye.